Welcome to COM 181 Online. My name is Meredith Skaggs and I will be your instructor this semester. We're going to take a few minutes to go over what is online and how to survive this course. And it's pretty simple, I think, and I hope you do too. So we're just going to walk through it together, and we're going to start out on the Getting Started link. Here you'll see a paragraph or two about what to find where. So you will see that it lists the information about the information tabs. These information tabs are what you see over here on the left side of your screen that are yellow. And each has a description in that paragraph about what you can find there. Announcements are reminders for upcoming assignments, or if there's any change in course policy or schedule, that will go under announcements and will typically send you an email automatically that it's been posted. The syllabus link is where you'll find the syllabus for this class. That includes the communication information for myself. So you will know what my email address is, which is meredith.skaggs@kctcs.edu. You will know my office phone number, which is 270-852-8636. And you will know my cell phone number, which is 270-314-5687. Please feel free to use any of those as you need. I ask that you do use my cell phone number respectfully. That is my personal number, and I don't get text messages, so if you send one, you won't hear back from me. So keep that in mind. But if you are running late for a speech week, or you are having trouble and it's late at night and you know I'm not in the office, I don't mind answering phone calls. Just make sure it's not 2 in the morning. Now let's look at this tools link. If we click here, we'll see all the tools that we have available to us. If you need to send an email to a group of classmates or to myself and you don't want to look up someone's email, you can click Send Email. If you're trying to find your grades, they'll be here under your user grades. If you can't find the discussion board and you know one's due for that unit or that week, you can click here and all the discussion boards will be listed there. If you're trying to find our WIMBA classroom, you can click here, but there's a lot easier ways to do that than using the tools link, I think. So what I'm going to do is show you how to find some of those things. For example, the WIMBA classroom is down here. This is the very last link. You click on it, and it will take you to the 2 options of rooms. So typically, if we're meeting with a group of people online, we will click on Classroom, and it will open it up for us, and we'll click on Enter Room. You need to run this wizard the first time you go through. When you do, it'll ask you a bunch of questions, and ultimately it's just making sure that your pop-up is allowed, that all of these things over here work. And when that happens, you'll go into the classroom where we can then talk. Now, as far as discussion boards and other assignments, in order to find them, it's under each unit. So as we proceed through each unit, you will see that the instructions of everything that's due and when it's due are all listed at the very top. So here you see that Unit 1, that all assignments are due by the end of the day on August 20th. So you need to have this list of items completed before August 20th. So you need to read Chapter 1 of your textbook. You need to read over the syllabus. You need to check out the speech week dates. You need to complete Quiz 1, which is right here. You will need to complete the orientation quiz, and you need to send me an email to know if all of these dates work for you in terms of online speech dates versus on-campus speech dates before the end of the day on August 20th. Now, once you complete this orientation quiz, which you have to get 10 out of 10 points for, then you have access to the entire course. There may be a few things that won't show up until a certain date, such as the beginning of discussion boards or the midterm or final. But in terms of content and written assignments, all of those things are available as soon as you pass the orientation quiz. When it comes to quizzes, I would strongly recommend that you actually read your textbook before attempting the quiz. There's 10 questions and you must answer them in 15 minutes, and you don't get to open it a second time. So be sure that you know the material before you open the quiz. That covers Unit 1, And like I said, you have to pass this orientation quiz before you can move on to any of the other units. Let's check out a couple more so you can see what I'm talking about with the discussion board. In Unit 2, you have a discussion board that you need to participate in. But Unit 2 doesn't start until August 22nd. So So it will probably be August 21st or August 22nd before that discussion board appears. If it's August 22nd and there's something missing from the list, then you need to let me know. But wait until that unit date begins before we start to get too anxious about it. So here you'll see there'll be a discussion board that you will need to use. You need to read Chapter 11 in your textbook. You'll need to review this PowerPoint. And you need to practice your speech because we'll have a speech that's due the next week. Now you'll see that this says the same sort of thing. It says Vivid Memory Speech Workbook, PDF, Vivid Memory Speech Workbook, PPTX. All this is it's the same file, just saved differently. So it's the same information on each one. So you don't have to go over both of them. If you have PowerPoint, you can open the PowerPoint file. If you don't have PowerPoint or the updated version, the PDF should work for everyone. Let's go to another unit. Here we have a unit about Speech Week, and this is one where you'll have to come on campus. So make sure you RSVP for a session. And here you have a list of how to prepare for your speech with your note cards. You'll need to submit your outline. You'll need to do some reading and do a reading quiz during your speech week. But let's look at this. Do you see this green icon with a check mark? That means it's a safe assignment. What that is the program that does plagiarism checking throughout Blackboard. So it will compare what you submit against what is online in all of the cyberspace and what anyone has submitted to Blackboard in the past as a student. So if you think that someone got cleared with it last semester and you can get away with it this semester, you won't, because it's been uploaded to Blackboard, and just because they got through, that means you won't. It'll catch the fact that you're using another student's piece of work. So do yourself a favor and understand what plagiarism is, research it, and don't let that person be you, because you won't get as much out of the class if you just copy and paste from other people's work or from websites online. But for the most part, you'll see that all the units are the same. The instructions start at the top. They tell you everything that you need to do, and sometimes I'll give you a heads up. So just something that says, hey, you have an assignment that may take some extra time up ahead. I want you to think about it. So you'll see where that is. There will also be some supplemental materials, such as some web links that you can use as well. In terms of communication, I expect that you check your email every day, Monday through Friday. I will be doing the same for you. Also, we have a Twitter account for this class. It is not mandatory that you do this. It's just for fun. Sometimes I'll add articles that I find online or helpful hints and tips of how to prepare for your speech. We'll also sometimes do online study sessions for your midterm or your final. So if you want to and you have a Twitter account, you can follow us at ComGeek181. If you're having trouble with your speeches or coming up with information, there's a block of links over on the left that have sample speeches. There are useful links of things to go to and search for. And then there's speech day information of how to do note cards, how to organize your outline, how to dress appropriately for professional presentation, and sample note cards. So all you'll do here is you click on it, and it's a PDF file, and it'll just have some information about being prepared for a speech day. Overall, I think this gets you started in terms of what to expect out of this class. Again, one of my biggest things is I want you to check these dates and let me know as soon as you can if you can be here on those weeks or if you can be online for those weeks. You all, for the most part, know in a good advance when vacations are, so if there's a fall break issue with your child in school that you've already had a vacation planned for, you know that already. So I would really appreciate it if you would pass that information along so we can start working on it now instead of trying to figure it out 2 days before you leave on vacation or you're already gone. So think about those things now. Go and look and see when your doctor's appointments are, and look and see when you typically work late or when schedules change, because those things happen and I do understand, but some of them we know about, we just don't think long enough about it to plan. So look at this list and let me know any conflicts of these weeks before August 20th. For when it says on campus, I would also like to have dates and times within that week that you would be able to be on campus. So between August 29th and September 3rd, what days of the week would be better for you and what time would be best for you. So let's recap just real quick of everything that we've talked about. 1, the Getting Started page has a lot of information about how to navigate this course. 2, you need to go to Unit 1, which is our first week, and pass this orientation quiz so you can see all of the units for the rest of the class. 3, don't panic if you don't see things like the discussion board that's listed here, because it's not ready for it to be open yet. It won't open until August 22nd. If it's after August 22nd, then send me an email at meredith.skaggs@kctcs.edu. If we're stuck and we're struggling to come up with a speech topic, or we need an idea of what a sample speech looks like, we have useful links and sample speeches over on the left. If we're meeting for class online, we go to Wimba and we sign into the classroom. Overall, I hope that you have found this orientation session to be helpful and more clarifying than confusing. But if I fail to do that, I want you to send me an email or get me a phone call so I can help you better understand this class so we can be successful. The sooner we can get through understanding the format, then the easier it will be for you. Now, before we leave, I just want to say I hope that you can take a moment and just think about all the ways you can use public speaking. I know people sometimes stress and are anxious, but think about the ways you can use this at your workplace, because that's one thing employers want, are people who can communicate well with their colleagues and communicate well on behalf of their business. You'll also be able to use this as an advocate for people and organizations that you support. So I hope that you can use those ideas to help push you and motivate you through this class, as I will try to make it a class that you can see being applicable to your workplace and to your lifestyle. Again, always feel free to email me with any questions or give me a phone call, and I look forward to seeing you all for our first speech week.